Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you don't know me, my name's Mike and I live, work, adventure and game out of my camper van, who's called Loza. If you're into off-grid power, camping gear or emergency prep, you're going to want to stick around because today we're taking a look at the Bluetti Elite 200 version 2, which is a serious contender in the world of portable power stations. Quick disclaimer guys, I'm not sponsored by Bluetti. They sent me this unit to do a review and I'll just give you guys an honest insight into what I think of the unit from a full-time van lifer's perspective. So if you already watch my content, you will know that I currently own an Anker C1000 Solex portable power station, and the big question will be, is this guy going to replace it? So in today's video we're going hands-on testing this beast from an everyday scenario for myself, and by the end of this video you'll know if this beast is worth your money. So let's dive in. Bluetti Elite 200 version 2 is a high capacity portable power station packing a 2073.6 watt hour Life PO4 battery with over 6,000 cycles to 80% of its original capacity. This also includes a 2,600 watt inverter, and in powerlifting mode it delivers up to 3,900 watts. With multiple AC and DC ports for 7 devices simultaneously, this means that you can pretty much run anything from a blender to a refrigerator, even a power tool or a small AC unit if really required. In terms of inputs, you can plug it into a typical AC outlet wall via this port here, and if you enable turbocharging mode via the app, it will charge to 80% in just over an hour and 100% in 1.4 hours. It has a huge 1000 watt solar input, which is just behind this tab here. This is great compared to the battery size, and if you've got continuous 1000 watt of solar input, this will charge fully in 2.4 hours. And lastly, you can charge it via a car cigarette lighter port with the optional cable, which would either charge it at 96 watts at 12 volt or 192 watts at 24 volt. So on the front we have 2 AC outlets. Just below the screen we have 2 USB-A's and 2 USB-C's, and lastly on the left we have one 12 volt car port, and just above that is the solar input. Then on the side you have a grounding terminal and your AC input, and that's pretty much it for ports on this guy. One thing I really like is the screen interface. It's super intuitive, shows input and output wattages, battery percentage, and you can toggle any of the ports on or off. And it's super bright for those sunny days. And yes, there's an app via Bluetooth. It's not super fancy, but it works. You can check stats, change settings and monitor performance without walking over to the unit. So the price of the base unit starts at £1,199. There's various bundle options you can do with the solar panels. I've actually got the 200 watt solar panel for this particular bundle, which I'll show you shortly. Also, I'll have a link down below which will be a discount code to get some money off the purchase of this, so if you're interested make sure you check that out. So the dimensions of the unit, the length is 350mm, the width is 250mm and the depth is 323.6mm. Also you get a 5-year warranty out the box, and all of this weighs in at 24.2 kilos. So while it's portable, you probably won't be going hiking with it. So what's in the box? You get the unit itself, the Elite 200 version 2. You get the documentation, the user manual and the warranty. You get a 1.5 meter AC charging cable. Get a 1.5 meter solar charging cable with MC4s to XT60 port. And finally, a grounding screw. So this is the 200 watt solar panel they sent me. It's a foldable one, which has to be in my situation in such a small space. It's perfect. It comes with a 3 meter cable that's just in this little side wallet here to plug into. And it weighs just over 8 kg. So not massively heavy, but weighty enough. Like, it's got foldable kickstands on it to give you various angles that you can obviously align it to the sun wherever you are. Having a solar input is essential in my lifestyle choice as a van lifer, to just obviously utilize free power when I'm off grid. So this is essential in my mind. Right, so now we're going to do some real life testing Obviously in my situation, I don't have massively powerful things that I would utilize for this. I don't have an air fryer or an induction hob, things like that, but you could utilize it fully for that if you're into the off-grid camping. It would be a great addition for something like that. Or even if you wanted to utilize this in a power cut scenario at home and to just run the essentials. This could quite comfortably run a typical refrigerator for 15 to 17 hours quite easily. But in my testing, what I'm going to do is show you the things that I will utilize this piece of kit for. And this is going to be like the worst case scenario, everything pulling at once. So currently we've got a 2 kilowatt heater here. I've got a 1 kilowatt little kettle, which is both plugged into the AC inputs. And then I've got my laptop and my gaming device, my ROG Ally X, which will be utilising the 200 watt USB-C ports. And then I've just got these two items, some batteries for my drone and my light that will be utilising the USB-A's. Let's get all this plugged in and see how it performs under pretty much full load that I can give it. Right, that's all the DC inputs now pulling current from the device. And at the moment it's pulling 142 watts on the DC output alone. And that's saying it can do that for 12 hours straight, which is pretty decent. Let's now give it some AC draw at the same time now. So let's put the kettle on, see what that now goes up to. The kettle is now pulling 900 watts alongside the DC at 142 watts. Seems to be handling it pretty well at the moment. And lastly, let's get the old electric heater on as well. So now I'm pulling the maximum amount of wattage that I can currently in my situation with the things that I've got in my van. On the DC side with the 4 items, I'm currently pulling 120 watts. And on the AC side, I'm pulling 2,780 watts there just before the kettle boil with the electric heater blasting full heat, which is actually really nice. But that's quite impressive actually. You know, all of those items, that's 6 items pulling a fair bit of wattage combined, AC and DC, and it still just got on with it. Did pretty well, quite impressed. So let's talk pros and cons. So this is what I like. I love the fast charging feature on it to 80% in an hour. For a battery of this capacity and size, that's pretty impressive. This is basically double the capacity of my current Anker Solex C1000, and it's only a little bit bigger. I mean, it's such a compact, great design. Another great feature that I love is the fact that it's got, you know, quite a lot of ports and 2 USB-C outputs at 100 watts. That's a really good feature. One other great thing of this is the 1,000 watt solar input. I mean, that is unbelievable. I mean, my Anker one's pretty much half of that as an input again. So to have double the solar input as an off-grid van lifer, that's a really good feature for me personally, having such a high solar input. Let's talk about some of the things that I don't like. I don't like how heavy it is. I understand that it's a bigger battery, but it is quite heavy at 24.2 kg. This is a two-handed job to carry this anywhere. Obviously, if you're not moving it around too much, not a major problem, but just bear that in mind that it's quite a heavy unit. One feature I would have loved for this to have would have been a built-in strip light. My Anker one does have this over it currently, and it's really handy, especially when you're rummaging around in the dark or you need a backup light, or even for a power cut situation. You know, to have a built-in light to plug your other devices in, you know, is quite essential to me. So that's something that I'd like to see on future products from them, is a built-in strip light. It only pulls a few watts. It's not a hard thing to integrate. And lastly, there's no car charging cable included for a cigarette lighter. It's not a game changer for most people, but for me as a van lifer, when obviously I'm in the winter months, charging this off-grid is predominantly done from the cigarette lighter, and I think it's a bit cheeky to not have it included. So who's this for? If you're into camping, van life or off-grid living, or even just want a reliable backup power station at home, the Bluetti Elite 200 version 2 is a powerhouse that won't let you down. It's not cheap, but it's built to last, and it's super reliable, and it's compact for the battery capacity that you're getting. I could quite comfortably say this will handle pretty much anything you throw at it. If you're looking for something lightweight or backpack friendly, this isn't it. But if you want something that can power your appliances in the middle of a power cut, or you need power off-grid in the middle of nowhere, then this is a winner. To answer my own question about will this be replacing my Anker Solex C1000, absolutely. It's double the capacity, it's almost double the PV input as well, which now means I can go even longer off-grid and know that my power consumption needs are fully covered. If you're considering purchasing the Blue Yeti, make sure to use the discount code in the description to get a bit of a discount off your purchase. So if you found this review helpful today, make sure to give me a cheeky like or a sub if you haven't already, as I'll be doing a giveaway very soon, guys, of my old Anker Solex C1000 with a 200-watt solar panel to one lucky viewer. So make sure your subs have your chance to enter in that competition that's coming up. And let me know in the comments, what would you power with the Blue Yeti Elite 200 version 2? And as always, guys, don't forget to get your wag on. Work, adventure and game. Mike out.